Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft, and I'm back to cast another 2v2 match for you, and this game will be on Tempest, and it will be between a tinywwc, the red Protoss, his teammate will be topcat, the blue Terran, and their opponents will be Praetorian, the purple Protoss, and his teammate will be LaiD, the teal Zerg. And he must be feeling pretty good. LaiD is. I assume he is feeling pretty good right now. And so, yeah, anyway, these two teams, I did look up these two teams as tinywwc is throwing a pylon down on the low ground. And that will be scouted by Praetorian as well as the supply depot by topcat. These two teams are both pretty highly ranked diamond range teams. Neither of them have a whole lot of games. So it is hard to say exactly where they would fall on the ranking board overall, but both about 60% winning rate teams in the Diamond League, so not too shabby. As Praetorian, always a good idea. I've started to do this with my probes, is you regenerate the shields, obviously. So what you do is get like 4 hits in and then start running away until you have 20 shields, and now you can fight back again and go ahead and kill the SCV if topcat is not paying attention, but it looks like he is paying attention and is going to retreat his SCV. And so a ping going off here from LaiD. I wonder, does that mean, is he thinking, is he going to send an overlord up here? And yeah, a proxy pylon is going to be coming down from Praetorian. So, and he's going to give himself just enough room to warp in units on this high ground. So he's going to hope that this does not get scouted. And a very smart play, obviously, when your opponents do something like this, where they build on the low ground. One of the best things you can do is do an Overlord pylon warp in. And we'll see if Praetorian is going to go after Dark Templars, or if he is just going to straight go with a bunch of gateways and try and warp in some Zealots and Stalkers and whatnot up there on the high ground. So looking forward to seeing what is going to happen there. And meanwhile, looks like a second gateway coming down for tinywwc. Tiny. Okay, the two W's. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Tiny. He is now Tiny, and this guy is topcat. That's no problem. So Tiny here, still scouting around. I don't think Tiny has seen. Now I want to try this hotkey because I heard some of the other casters using the V. Okay, if I hold down V and I have tinywwc's units selected, I can see what he sees, which is no pylon there. If I do topcat and hit V, I can see his vision. Okay, I need to start using that, and that's going to be awesome for the future. A Stargate is on the way for topcat, so he is going straight to Stargate. Is he going to be getting 2 Stargates? Oh no. Uh-oh, here comes the lag time. Lag, go away, lag. Another gateway coming out for tinywwc. And I'm going to give the lag another couple of seconds here, because it's done this to me before where it's gone away. But now it appears that the lag is not going to go away. And oh man, I'm so sorry you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and I will be right back. Alright guys, we are hoping that the lag is gone now, and I really didn't do anything. So who knows, maybe eventually I'll figure out what that is all about and why it randomly starts doing that. But either way, the Overlord is almost here. So this is going to be super awesome, super fast. And there is a Dark Shrine just now coming in. So the Dark Shrine is going to be a while. This Dark Shrine takes so long. How long does it take? 100 game seconds. Those are game seconds. Yes. Okay, so this Overlord has got to be careful. It doesn't get scouted out before that. And I'm surprised, you know, something you always want to do is get vision around your base, especially if you're going to do something like this where you wall in. And now LaiD is going to be getting a Baneling bust ready, so I'm assuming what we're going to see here is some Dark Templars come up, and once those DTs get into the mineral line, topcat is going to have to bring units, or tinywwc is going to have to bring units to deal with that, and that is when LaiD is going to make his move with these Banelings. So we will see as the Dark Shrine going to almost getting finished and a couple extra gateways, so he will be able to actually warp in 3. Looks like he does have 3 gateways, so he will be able to warp in 3 Dark Templars. And actually the Banelings are going to come right in here and blow up this supply depot and start running into the Terran base, so maybe a little bit premature there from LaiD, but where are the Dark Templars are warping in, and now that the way is open in the front, the Dark Templars are just going to warp in, and these Zerglings are all going to get cleaned up, so perhaps LaiD should have waited and taken advantage of the proxy pylon on the high ground, and now Praetorian has 3 Dark Templars in this base, but it's just going to lift off, and all the SCVs are already gone. However, are they going to be able to get the vision necessary? There is a forge here. For tinywwc needs to throw down cannons, or a cannon or 2 in his mineral line ASAP. Needs cannons, needs cannons. You see these cannons dumbing down. These Dark Templars need to come down here and kill these cannons. And he is going to do just that, but this cannon might come up, excuse me there, as more Banelings are morphing in for LaiD. So we'll see if they can still pull this off. More and more Dark Templars are here, and with that photon cannon going down, these DTs are now going to start taking out the buildings at the front. Should probably be going for this mineral line there. And look at all these SCVs just sitting there. How juicy is that? Oh, the Banelings are going to blow up all over the SCVs, and that that was pretty sweet right there. And actually, okay, he doesn't. Now this cannon is about to warp in, and now he has vision. And these Dark Templars are. Oh man, this is so close. A second cannon is going to look like ward these DTs back, as now there are more Zerglings in the Terran main, and Terran, the topcat, he flew his building over there. I am getting lag again, so I don't understand why that's happening, and I'm sorry if hopefully it does not end up ruining this replay, and the lag will go away, as DTs are now just staying outside range of these photon cannons and just killing all of the production facilities for tinywwc. And you see him throwing down that robotics facility. This robotics is actually out of range of the vision of this cannon, I believe, so he could come over here and kill this robotics before it finishes, but it does not look like that is going to happen. So you wonder how Tiny and topcat are going to be able to stay in this game, as these DTs are going to come in here and see what is the haps. And it looks like they're going to pull back, realizing there's another cannon coming down for Tiny, putting a pylon over here. So yeah, now the robotics facility is done. The observer is about to be on the way, and once that is out, this threat of the DTs will be thwarted. And so I mean, a pretty effective attack. Obviously, the Terran base is completely gone, but I think that it could have been a complete death blow if LaiD had just continued to mass up Zerglings and Banelings outside here and waited for the Dark Templar, 3 Dark Templars to come in up here and start killing the Terran base. Before that, force these units to come up here, force him to use a scan to deal with that, and at that time come in with the Zerglings and blow up the front. But nonetheless, these Dark Templars are going to get forced back, so we'll see what Praetorian and LaiD are going to do. And I didn't not even see that there are 2 Banshees in LaiD's base. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. I've been so busy dealing with this lag and watching these Dark Templars. I did not even see the proxy Stargate going down. See, I saw it in the production tab, and I just assumed it was in the base, and I totally blew that one, you guys. I'm so sorry. The Stargate came down here, the Banshees came down, the Cloak came out, and he went right into the Zerg base, annihilated the Zerg base, annihilated now the Zerg expansion, and Praetorian with a few Stalkers here. And Praetorian really couldn't do anything because he went straight for Dark Templar, so he didn't have any units to help defend that. And he doesn't even have detection in his base. If those Banshees could get some energy back, they could kill Praetorian's base. So it's basically a one-on-one right now, as this Banshee is just doing some cleanup duty and regenerating some energy. There was another Banshee, and now I don't know where it is, as LaiD is going to try and rebuild way over here. There's a command center flying over here. I'm wondering why this command center doesn't want to land somewhere, as the Zerglings are going to finally find the proxy Stargate that it took me probably forever there to find, and I'm so sorry. Okay, that's enough about that. So yeah, a pretty sweet move there by topcat, though he did lose his whole base up here. He did get that proxy Stargate down and managed to take out someone else with him. If he's going down, he is going to take someone else down, and he managed to do that. So now we pretty much have Protoss versus Protoss, as neither of the other two players are out, but they need to rebuild. It looks like they are going to be rebuilding next to each other. No, topcat is going to fly his command center all the way back over here, I think. So right now, Tiny is going to push out, pick off a couple overlords. Praetorian knows about this. He's going to move in here and kill this probe at the watchtower. So the attack is about to commence. Praetorian's natural, not that it has anything in it, and deciding now to start building units. Start building some probes there. He's got a couple of DTs. There is an observer in this army, so those DTs are going to be relatively worthless. They need support. A few stalkers, a couple of DTs. Can they hold this off? It does not look like it. The observer slightly behind the army, though, so the DTs did get a few free shots there on the front. And the Praetorian stalkers do have a little bit better positioning, but this immortal is going to make a big difference. There are some zerglings in here, but the zerglings are not focusing down the immortal or stalker. The zealot cleaning up those zerglings, and these stalkers are going to play cat and mouse, going back and forth here, as more stalkers are being warped in by Praetorian. And now Tiny is, I was going to say, he was about to run right by this expansion. Going to go ahead and start focusing down this Nexus. Praetorian going to have none of that, starting to work on these zealots a little bit. Oh, and the Banshees are getting in here. Cloaked Banshees are going to force these stalkers to retreat all the way back here, where I think he has one cannon. So, oh man, he really needs to get an observer out. There is the observer. It is out. And as soon as that observer gets up here, the stalkers will finally be able to clean up these Banshees. Or will they make it in time? Another stalker did go down, and there goes the Banshees finally going down. This pylon survived with 2 hit points, so that was pretty cool for him. But Tiny is going to continue the pressure and try and commence with the attack. Praetorian falling back here, trying to use his Nexus to create a choke. But he's actually got the Immortal pinned behind the Stalker, so that is good for Praetorian. As anytime this Immortal is not shooting, he is in very good shape, as all he has is a bunch of Stalkers. So this game still could go either way, and tinywwc is falling back with this army. I think if he had pressed, he might have been able to win, but now Praetorian has been able to reinforce with a bunch of Zealots, and topcat actually going to be able to start rebuilding. He's got a bunch of mules, retrain a bunch of SUVs, LaiD at the same time is rebuilding. I am getting a little bit of that choppy lag stuttering, which I will try and clean up as soon as possible, because it really just ruins the broadcast, and I apologize for that. So hopefully it stays away for the rest of this one, as Praetorian building one cannon at the front of this natural expansion. And he does have an Immortal of his own now out, so that will help. There is pinging going on here, perhaps. That is just LaiD telling his partner, hey dude, this dude is going to expand finally. Tiny is going to try and expand, as his main base is almost mined out already. As there's practically nothing left in his main, and he is just now getting this base down. This cannon is going to finish, but the DT is just outside of range. Oh, never mind. Excuse me. The vision. Okay, the vision of the cannon is further than its firing range. For as far as its detection goes, I wonder if there's a way to see what the cannon's detection range is. I guess if I checked the vision right now, like this would be. So I don't know. I can't count ranges because I don't have a grid on right now. But yeah. Anyway, so don't worry about me. I'm just rambling on and on. As now Tiny, it seems, has figured out that there is a base over here, and is going to move his entire army over here to deal with that. And this could be a fatal mistake, as Praetorian is going to say, oh, you're going to move all your army over there to kill my rebuilding partner. I'm going to take out your expansion, and you will have no more income. And that is exactly what he's doing. And oh man, Tiny comes all the way up to this base and then starts to retreat. And by the time he gets back here, this Nexus is going to be done. And so Tiny, a pretty critical blunder there. He could have taken just a few forces up to that base, and it may have been quite a gamble to just send that. But here we go. Here is the main battle right now, and he is trying to focus down these Immortals with his Stalkers, and that's not always the best play here, as this Immortal getting stuck shooting at Zealots, and that is no good. You want this Immortal on the Stalkers, as now Praetorian with some superior micro in that battle looks like it's going to win, though Tiny still does have a few units left. Does he have any? Really, he doesn't have any more resources, so this is pretty much all he's got to defend. And the army sizes are very similar, except for that Praetorian has a base that's mining and Tiny doesn't. And we do see a War Prism down here. We'll see if that War Prism comes into play or not, as the attack is now on the main base and the probes are coming off to fight. And it looks like that's going to be all she wrote. LaiD is coming in here with a bunch of drones. Are these drones going to fight? Is that what's going on here? As my lag is just totally killing this. A couple of Marauders actually made it out for topcat. He has 3 more Marauders just sitting up here. Man, those could have made such a big difference. Marauders come down. So those Marauders deciding not to participate, and that is going to be very costly. As now Praetorian is about to march right into the main of Tiny, and Tiny is going to leave the game. 6 Marauders are out, but they were not participating in the previous battle. Look at these drones getting in on the action. That is pretty badass right there. These drones are just like, dude, we are taking the front line because we're hardcore. LaiD brought all his drones off and just said, dude, we are going to kill this guy. So, well played there by LaiD and Praetorian. And I apologize again for missing that Banshee, that proxy Stargate. Wow, that was a terrible blunder on my part, but a very exciting game nonetheless. So thank you, Praetorian, for sending me this game. It was a pleasure to cast, and thank you guys for watching. This is Irie StarCraft. I'm going to work on my lag issue and hopefully get that fixed. And so that is it, and peace out.